Hey travel friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we are diving into 10 places that I ate as a vegetarian in the Balkans, particularly in the city of Mostar, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Now, I've been a lacto-vegetarian or plant-based eater, however you describe it, for about over 5 years now. I just really don't like the taste of eggs in an actual dish, but if they're kind of hidden in a sauce or a baked good, that's fine. And the taste of meat just does not appeal to me, and mostly for environmental reasons, but also it just kind of become part of my lifestyle, so I kind of forget that I don't eat meat. When you arrive in the Balkans, it's a bit tricky of a place to find vegetarian options, and hence why I made this video. Now, with Mostar being about 50% Muslim in terms of religion, pork is something that you don't find as often on the menus, but the Balkans are known for eating quite a meat-heavy diet. And also potatoes. They seem to love potatoes. So that was never a hard thing to find, was fried vegetables and potatoes. But in terms of protein sources or getting something with some taste or flavor or excitement, that was a bit difficult to find. So I'm ranking 10 places I ate vegetarian at during my 5-week stay in Mostar. And if you want to see a week in the life, you can head back to my latest video. We're going to rank them from least likely to return to eat to probably most likely to return to eat to. And I've also included prices when I can about how much food actually costs in Mostar. So if you like what you're seeing already, hit that subscribe button and the like button below, and let's get into it. Alright, so number 10 on my list was a vegetarian tortilla wrap that I got from a place called Palma 2. It was across the river from where I was staying, but I was looking for just a quick lunch meal in between working. And basically the wrap had nothing in it besides iceberg lettuce and a couple pieces of pepper. The sandwich board outside the little cafe sold me because they had a vegetarian wrap marketed, so I said, okay, great, maybe there's some cheese inside or sauce, but there was nada. Now, it is super affordable, the wrap, but I just don't think I would return there because it had no flavor to it, and there was kind of nothing. It was literally an empty wrap, but a cute little patio outside. So number 9 on the list was recommended to me, which is Hotel Verso. It's actually connected to a gas station, but is the lobby of a hotel, but you can go in there and eat as a public member. Now, they have a huge covered patio on the outside. On the day I went, it was absolutely pouring rain, so I wasn't going to sit out there anyway. And do know that the Balkans are quite heavy in smokers still, so I wasn't also going to sit in that patio area because that's where they smoke. But inside, it's non-smoking. It's a very nice lobby. Feels a little bit luxurious compared to what I'm used to. The server was also awesome in giving me vegetarian options, and I opted for, again, some kind of like sandwich wrap. This one was a little bit better because it had some fried onion in it. It was warm. It had a little bit of sauce, a bit tastier. And I was able to get an espresso after, which was really nice. I also would recommend Hotel Verso if you are joining with other meat eaters. The menu is quite big and one of the largest. So if some people want meat and some people don't, I think it has a nice variety for everyone to be pleased. It's just lower on the list because, again, it's nothing exciting or with flavor, but in terms of an atmosphere, it's a really awesome spot, and it's quite city central. Number 8 on my list, I can't actually tell you what the business's name was. On the outside, it read kebab and pie, but that's a pretty standard name for a lot of the shops where they serve kebab and pie, being borek or kind of the common dish in the Balkans. Now, this place I did really like because it was super cheap, so under $4 I could eat what they called an empty kebab. So instead of adding meat in the center, they added french fries, and the french fries were always freshly deep fried, which was fantastic. You could put some fresh vegetables and some sauce, so it was flavorful, fast. They just always kind of gave me a weird look when I would order it, but it was on my way home from the co-working space, so I went there a few times, even brought a travel friend. So I would return there. It's just a bit lower on the list because it's very simple food, and in terms of protein sources, there's nada. Number 7 on my list is any of the bakeries. It is so standard for there to be tons of bakeries in the Balkans, and they serve many delicious dishes, and one of them of my favorite is the sear stuffed little buns. Sear being cheese. I've been trying for like 3-4 weeks now to get a veggie sandwich from that bakery, and they never had them, and then today they had a what was recommended to me across the street from my co-working space, which is in one of my previous videos, Code Hub Mostar, shout out, amazing spot, is that you could get sandwiches there, and it was again around $5 Canadian or even less. And I thought, okay, amazing, this is great. I could like pop out, get a little sunshine, get a sandwich. But 2 or 3 times I went there was no sandwiches available. Totally could have been lost in translation. And I think maybe the 4th time I went there was one that had pepper and cheese, and I was like, okay, give it to me, this is what I want. And it was very good. The bread was nice, the peppers were nice, the cheese was delicious. I do really like the Balkan cheese. It's just like, because it's not super available all the time, it's unpredictable, I wouldn't say it's on the top of the list. It kind of hits the middle range, and not all bakeries serve sandwiches. They definitely have buns, and they have their version of a croissant, so a croissant that you can get stuffed. But if you want an actual sandwich with a couple bits of vegetables inside, then it might be a bit more tricky to find. But the bakeries are good overall and do bring cash. They often like cash a lot more than card at bakeries. So number 6 on my list is Cafe Pizzeria Revaja. I'm mispronouncing that. I know in this Croatian, Bosnian, Montenegrin that you're supposed to pronounce every letter, but I still can't do it. Anyway, I went here for a pizza and a sparkling water, and I ordered a margarita because I'm basically on the hunt for the best margarita in the world. I didn't think that Mostar would have it, but you never know. And they actually had a server come over who spoke better English. I pointed at the menu, I made it very clear, and I'm quite patient with this. And then they delivered me a ham and mushroom pizza, which I was like, that's not a margarita. And I thought I was pretty clear. And I hate wasting food. So I love being with travel friends that eat meat because I'd say, hey, I'll just pick off the ham and you can eat it. I don't care that meat touched it. But in this case, I was like, that's literally all the pizza, and there wasn't much cheese on it. So the owner, who spoke a little bit better English, happened to be outside having a cigarette. He came over and he's like, don't worry about it, we'll make you a new one. And they did. And the pizza was pretty good. Like, pretty standard pizza, nothing special, nothing fantastic, but for under 10 bucks Canadian, I got a sparkling water and a whole pizza, which lasted for me 2 meals. I probably would return here. It is on a busy street, so if they have the windows open, which is so nice to feel fresh air coming in, it can be a bit noisy, or it can be quite busy. I've passed by this corner later on. It would be a busy place to try and have a conversation, but for a quick lunch, it was awesome, pretty simple, again, super reasonable. And it's a bit outside of this city or the tourist area. I wouldn't say it's really the city center, but it's like a couple blocks away. So if you're willing to walk over there, you can get a meal for under $10 Canadian. That's crazy. Hey friends, I hope that you're enjoying this video of eating in the Balkans. And I just want to remind you about the Your Travel Friend community. So it's an awesome space where like-minded individuals get to come together. It's like having global friendships around the world. It's super epic. I created it. And it's a chance where you can ask people like, I'm going on a road trip in Canada. What should I do? I'm going to Spain. Where's the best restaurant to get authentic Spanish food? And in return, you get to share about your culture and travel experiences and just come together as like-minded people, and it is such an epic space to be. I've launched the community on Patreon because if you're watching on YouTube, you probably know about Patreon already. So there's 2 options available. You can either join one option that gets you into the WhatsApp community, and the second gives you a little bit more, so you get a quarterly one-on-one call with me. You get to access YouTube videos early, and both of them help support me as a creator so I can keep making videos like this for you. So thank you so much in advance for joining. I can't wait to see you in the community, and let's get back to eating because that's what I like to. Okay, ciao. Okay, number 5 is a Milky Mostar. Now, I would 100% return to this place because it was delicious. It's basically a choose what you want pancake house. You can choose the type of pancakes you get, type of sauce you get, and the type of toppings. You can go savory or sweet, but I definitely have a big sweet tooth. And on this day, I chose the protein pancakes, an Oreo sauce, and bananas. And it was amazing. The pancakes are American style flapjacks, you could call them, but for me, that's how a pancake is, just this normal circle. Tasty, tasty, sweet Oreo sauce and delicious bananas on top. I love the variety here, so you can get, again, savory options. If you wanted to put meat or cheese or go crepe style, you can, and it's quite reasonably priced. My friend did pay for it because we were exchanging who was paying for what meal. But either way, it's probably about under 10 bucks Canadian if I remember correctly, and I would return here. Just in terms of a full meal, maybe not the best choice because I like my pancakes sweet, but it was tasty and I definitely would go back. Number 4 on my list, and let me just pause here. If you've ever been to Mostar, you may have also eaten at this restaurant. It was not only recommended by my sister who had visited Mostar 2 years before I went, which is kind of crazy to think I was back in the same place, but also by my tour guide. And the reason it's recommended is it has tons of vegetarian and vegan options, very clear on the menu, tons of signs outside indicating that it does, and it is right in the tourist area. It's right by the old Mostar Bridge, the one that it's famous for having the Red Bull cliff diving championship and people jumping from this very tall bridge into a very icy river. So location, 10 out of 10, great place. And I had a falafel wrap and fries, as well as a drink and a dessert. I'm gonna butcher that name, so I'm not gonna include it. But my thing is, it was almost 20 bucks Canadian. Now, I did leave a 2 mark tip, and that's not really recommended or necessary in the Balkans, but being in the tourist area, I kind of just fell into that trap of like, they're probably used to getting a tip. And the gentleman was a really great server, checking in on me more than I felt was normal. This was also off season, so he had time to check in on me and to like talk and just chill. So food was good. Delicious food, would for sure return there. But if we compare it back to a couple options before, I could get 2 pizzas for the price of 1 falafel wrap. So it kind of depends what your budget is. But again, if you're with meat eaters, great option, great location, close to probably some of the hostels that you might be staying at. You're just gonna like be spending twice as much as if you walked a couple blocks into the actual city of Mostar. You can get a way better deal elsewhere. My tour guide did give me a little coupon, so I redeemed that for the free dessert. So I got a little bang for my buck, and I'm glad I went there to taste it. But again, it was just a money thing. It's like, do I want to spend this much money for this food or go somewhere else? So I don't know, toss up. Number 3 is a bit of a funny one, and thanks to my local friend Mia, who's just the sweetest girl ever. I miss her dearly. We went to a restaurant called Fit Bar, and before that we had gone for a walk around the town, and then she's like, let's grab some food, and we start walking towards this gas station, and I'm thinking, oh, we're just grabbing like, you know, girl dinner, snacks for dinner. But there was a restaurant attached to the gas station, which seems to be a thread like number 9. And we went in, and it's a really cool restaurant. It's called Fit Bar because on the menu, they're very descriptive about what kind of macros or calories or protein sources. So if you're someone who is very observant of your food right now for whatever reason, it's great because it has all the information detailed, had tons of vegetarian options, had like a protein, cheese, and chocolate dessert that was to die for. So I got a vegetarian wrap of sorts, and it was tasty. It had flavor, it had protein sources. It was yum in my tum, or numb in my tum. If you've been following me that long, that's what my food blog used to be called. Side note. So yeah, I definitely would return to this place. I wouldn't say it's most romantic because when you look out the window, you're looking at a gas station, but the vibe inside the small restaurant is really great and has lots of options for everyone to eat. And it's just nice to know that you're getting fueled properly when you're eating out, especially if you've been eating some of the other deep fried foods a little bit more. Okay, number 2 on my list is called Block Bar. Let's get right into it. It is definitely not in the tourist area. It's a little bit to the side. I'm so bad with directions. I would tell you north, south, east, or west, but I really don't know. And that's why you should download my map list in the description. It's going to be included in there. It's called Block Bar, and I liked it because it had multiple vegetarian options, a huge patio to sit from, the server spoke English, and I visited here, I think 3 times total in 5 weeks, so I definitely went for a veggie burger once and a quesadilla once, maybe twice I think I did. The quesadilla was my favorite over the veggie burger because the veggie burger is like a potato-based burger and just really doesn't add any protein source, which is often what we're looking for as vegetarian eaters. It was flavorful, but the quesadilla was nice with the mushrooms, onions, tomatoes, black beans, the dip, the sauce. It was good. Super reasonably priced as well, fast service, simple, nothing to like, it was good. Just simple and easy. And I like that they had options and the menu's easy to read, and I don't know, this place just felt comfortable. They take card, easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm repeating myself, but you get the point. Nice place to eat at. All right, and number 1 place where I would eat in Mostar and Bosnia and Herzegovina, most likely to return to, drumroll please, is Teco Cafe, recommended by multiple locals, not only for its atmosphere, but for its vegetarian and vegan options. I went back here like 4 or 5 times. I had coffee there, I had a stew there, I had a smoothie there, I had their date raw cashew nut cake that was amazing. Also had their burger here, so that's one that we're featuring again with my friend Mia. I went. The burger was so tasty, and for $5 you could get a veggie burger, which is kind of unheard of in Canada now. So I highly recommend this spot because they have such a cute cafe. It oversees a sports academy and just lots of people watching, tons of groups. There's young people who are there having a coffee and their cigarettes and gossiping. I saw a hiking group come off a hike and chill out there. And their menu is so easy to read. There's an English option as well. And I just feel like it's the most well-rounded in terms of actually having vegetarian options. And if you're vegan, it has real vegan options as well. So you can get non-dairy things. I don't know, just like the cutest little cafe. It felt the most modern, and I would definitely eat a Teco Cafe again. All right, travel friends, those are the 10 places that I ate at in Mostar in the country of Bosnia and Herzegovina. And if you are a vegetarian eater here, don't be shy to visit the Balkans. My joke is that every menu had potatoes or seared, pan-seared vegetables. So there's something for you to eat, and you might just have to advocate for yourself. So use your Google Translate, ask the server. Eating vegetarian and especially vegan is just less common as it is in Western culture, so you might have to just ask what is available for you. If you like this, please subscribe to my channel for more travel adventures. Comment below if you're interested in visiting the Balkans soon or you have been yourself. I would love to hear from you, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Ciao, ciao.